Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'll be looking at the Grand Mafia, and there's a very new event called Rise of the Dawn, which I hope only happens when we are not in the Governor's War. And what Rise of the Dawn gameplay is quite similar to Arsenal battles in Governor's War. Basically you'll be transported into a map where there are like grey areas with buildings to capture, and also green areas where you are safely protected and nobody can raid your mansion if you are in those green areas. But if you are in those grey areas, like similar to Arsenal, you will be prone to getting raid. And what I really like about Rise of the Dawn first is that you get to obtain new enforcer, which is called Iceberg, and this is a passive combat buffed enforcer and the first passive enforcer for crew related buffs, crew attack, defense and HP. So I would assume that this enforcer will be very valuable. Alright, so for the Rise of the Dawn gameplay is basically broken down into three different areas. We got the lowest area, which is the Captain's Ground. Followed by that we got the Consiglers, which is a little bit of a higher tier, and of course the highest tier is the Dawn Ground, which is only for I think the top 200 factions based on influence. The rewards for each of these grounds would differ, and I will only cover on Dawn's Ground, which is highly rewarded if you obtain a lot of kill points and stuff like that. And how you obtain points and medals is through kills or wounding your enemy's units. So there's a 1-to-1, so when you kill 1 million tier 4 units you get 1 million points, but only if you are occupying or attacking the main building, which is like the central building or the main Governor's Wall building, basically the Dawn's Pinnacle building. Or for the other grounds, there'll be like one main center building in the map. You obtain 20% more medals according to the points you get. So these medals can be exchanged for really good collectibles, crypto coins, quite a number of valuable stuff, legacy crates too. And also what is also different about Rise of the Dawn is that raids can be as quick as 2 minutes. So you can raid for 2 to 5 minutes, so anything between that 2, 3, 4 and 5, you are able to have your raid countdown set to that. So it's very difficult to hold on to a building because you'll be facing multiple raids from many different factions, because the countdown timer is only just 2 minutes. Of course you only get those points, kill points, if you kill tier 4 units and tier 5 units. Kill or wound, both works. Very good points, and from the points there's certain like milestones similar to Glory of Oakville, where when you hit certain level you're able to claim rewards. So most of these rewards are family currency rewards and also the special enforcer rewards. I quite like it, and very difficult to get the top reward because you have to kill or wound 12 million, at least 12 million tier 4 units, so that's quite a big number. And the healing is gonna be resource intensive. There's a lot of things you just have to do, and you really have to have a very strong raid leader. That's the plus point, because if you got strong raid leader you're able to kill more, but you have a weak raid leader you definitely have more troops to heal, more troops that dies. So this battle, this Rise of the Dawn only benefits really strong factions. So very unfortunate if you're in a weaker faction, it's much more difficult to obtain these rewards. I still think that in the long run this event would pose like a better reward. You can get valuable collectibles, very good enforcer, and most importantly family currency, so that you quickly fast track your progression to getting your 10-star troops, 10-star mansion, or even your tier 5. So for Rise of the Dawn, it's very fun gameplay, only if you're a really strong faction, because each time or when you occupy more of these fearless fortresses, you get buffs to your faction. So I think it has like crew attack 20%, HP 20%, and I think defense 20%. Very good combat buffs. So the more you occupy the fortresses, the better your buffs are, which also means that if you're a stronger faction, you got more fortresses in hand and you are able to just defend better because you have better combat stats from those like fortress. The best thing you could possibly get from Rise of the Dawn is by occupying the main building, which is the Dawn's Pinnacle, or for the rest of the other grounds there'll be the main building at the center of the map. And when you have probably like the top 10, when you reach top 10 you get awesome rewards. and you can see what the badges are. So badges are new addition to equipment, and you can only get badges if you occupy the main building in Rise of the Dawn. And for the Grand Badge, the buff is just insane. The gap between free and paid players is going to be huge, as I can just see that it's a game changer. You have all these additional jewels, equipments, fairy crystals, and now badges. And badges alone adds a ton of crew attack, enemy reduction bonuses, which in turn I think would just spoil the game. So I hope that the developers will do some adjustments to the power of the badges. Really overpowered, I think. And yeah, so basically this is it for the video. Rise of the Dawn, very fun, very good reward game. Only if you are in a big faction, and if you are like a mid-range player, it'll be good for you, but small players, not that helpful. And you also need all these resources to sort of like upgrade, invest your buildings, research, so not as helpful because you can't get back your troops that died, unlike Glory of Oatvale. So review for this is a ridiculous update. I think there's too many things going on right now. We got Clash of Cities, Governance War, and now Rise of the Dawn. 3 really big events which kills off your troops, and you need time to recuperate. So I think there needs to be some sort of balance needed. I think something has to go, like Clash of the Cities have to go, or they have to just make it similar to Glory of Oatvale, where your troops will not be destroyed and your troops basically will come back to your training center and not die from all these battles, because I don't think this can last very long for many players. Only whale players will survive all of this game. Crazy players, you can see that they've occupied the Dawn's Pinnacle. Very good battles, but as you know, all of these players are also, I would assume, quite big spenders. So I hope to just minimize this gap between the small players and big players. And also this will also keep players more. I feel that if you just going to kick out the small players, the game will eventually die if we have fewer players in the game. Yeah, so this is it for my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again real soon.